guys. We'll hear from the head coach and then ask questions of student athletes and come back to head coach. Thank you.
Another hard-fought ball game. You know, Radford, very good program, very good team, and you tip your hat to those guys. Last 24 hours, I think our guys played as hard as they possibly could. Just came up, swing short or play short here or there, but that's postseason baseball. But very proud of our guys. Like I said, I tip my hat to Joe and his team. Great year, great program. That's about all I got.
Thank you. Raise your hands for questions to the two student athletes, please.
I guess just Casey, how difficult was it to watch that game and you know, the extra goal?
Well, it definitely didn't end the way we had hoped it would end, you know. But I mean, this season has been an unbelievable experience. My last 2 years here at Indiana was great, and I couldn't ask for a greater group of guys and a head coach that, you know, when you have a new coach like this, I tip my hat and I thank him very much because he believed in us seniors. It's easy to turn your back on us, and he put a lot of faith in us, and I'm grateful for that.
More questions?
I guess to the rough start to Big Ten play to get in here. Did you guys? I guess how happy are you with just what you were able to do to get here to winning it in the NCAA tournament? I know it's fresh, obviously it's still not lost, but I guess how pleased are you guys with the season that you're doing?
I think overall making it this far, we can't be too down on ourselves. We definitely went through some ups and downs throughout the season, but I think the entire time we knew that we had a good program, good group of guys, and that we would be fine going forward, even through the ups and the downs. So you know, definitely, as Casey said, not the happiest with the end result, but you know, I think we played well, and we ended up with a solid season.
Questions on the front row? Any more questions? Gentlemen, thank you guys very much. Thank you. Great season you had. Thanks for coming in. Questions for the head coach?
Forgive me, it's incredibly general, but just asking you, or how, I guess, how can you sort of evaluate as you start to think about it, your first season in Indiana?
Man, it was a whirlwind. I mean, we had some ups and downs. We probably had some crazier things that happened my first year as any assistant coach or whatever. Very pleased with the way we finished, and I think that's the biggest thing. Our kids were resilient. They grew throughout the year. They believed in the program, and you know, I'm pretty pleased at this point. Yeah, I'd like to be play a little farther. I think everybody does this time of year, but you know, losing that many guys from last year's team and having so many uncertainties this year, I'm proud of where we're at.
Just as far as this game is concerned, obviously, same team you had beaten 7-1 on Friday. What did Radford do better or differently in the rematch here?
Well, they definitely played defense better. I think we had the opportunity to jump on a couple things defensively earlier. They got a lead in the first, which makes a difference. We had the triple play the other day, which makes a difference. So I think there's some things there in the game. But I think Radford's a really good ball club. I mean, that's a good team. I think our regional is one of the toughest ones out there, with Radford as a 2, who almost hosted, and we thought we might be a 2, and then obviously Vanderbilt, one of the best programs in the country, and then Lipscomb, who was, I think they were close to 40 wins. So it's just good baseball here. I just think that we got the bounces the other day a little bit, and we don't make a play there late, or we're probably still playing.
Even in these last 2 losses, you made up late deficits. Just talk about the testament to that resiliency you're talking about.
It is. We've had our back against the wall for about 5 or 6 weeks. We keep talking about it, but it's just a tough group. They just won't give in, and they play hard, and that's what you get from them, and that's a championship type of quality. That's what we're trying to ingrain in all those young men.
You talked a lot this season about the senior class, not being able to get the mid-season run, or just your transition to being a first-year head coach. Just how difficult was it now to see them leave the program?
It was really tough. I've been told my whole life, that's the toughest speech you got to give to your guys. And as an assistant, you just stand there with your head down. And the reason it's tough is because it's a great experience. You know, like I told our guys, it's because it's a special experience. What these kids have gone through at Indiana, and for a lot of our seniors, they put this program on the map nationally. I mean, that's 3 regionals in 3 years, a couple of Big Ten titles, Super Regional, Omaha. I mean, these kids have built this program, and it's an everlasting memory. And that's what you get when you come to Indiana. I mean, the kids are treated great, the fans are great, and it makes it bittersweet at the end because it's hard when it's over. You know, I don't think you get that everywhere that you go, and that's why Indiana was so attractive to me.
Mark, we'll come to you.
I guess just talking about the game, it seemed like there were control issues from the mound sort of across the board. Was it the weather, or was there some mental fatigue maybe from last night's game in Brett?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I don't know, the weather got real humid and sticky, so I think the ball, you know, Jake we ran out there and got him a rosin, so I think that affected him a little bit. That is a very tough game to play the emotional game that night, lose it late. I think we got in our rooms about 12:30 or 1, and we were out the door by, you know, midday today, so it is, and then you come out and it's not the emotional day that it was last night, so you don't get that ramped up feel from the big crowd. So, but it's still postseason, but I think that's just, I think a combination of everything. We just have to execute better. The HBPs and some of the walks, that's just not characteristic of us.
To follow up on that, you running your closer there in the 8th. Did certain pitches that usually work for him not work for them in the 8th, or was it?
Yeah, I think the weather was getting him a little bit. I think the breaking ball was starting to spike just because it was a little bit wet. I mean, that's one of the best closers in the country. So I think he's the all-time. You guys probably know all-time appearance and everything. He's all-time every Indiana thing, I think. So usually the situation doesn't bother him, but I think the weather got him a little bit there late.
One more question for the head coach.
You mentioned kind of the emotional game in Sanderville last night, and how much of a difference was there? Just the feel of the dugout, just the feel of the game from last night to today?
It's the crowd side. I mean, and you know, it's hard not to say this, but I have, and so did Radford, and so did Lipscomb. You have a bunch of seniors in that dugout, and they're not stupid. They know it's really back against the wall, and if we don't win, it's, you know, my career's over, and that's a tough thing for some kids. And so when you get to that, you know, last game, you know, you get a little bit more pressure in there too. So you could feel it. Every team has that across the country, but that's the big difference last night to today. And then, you know, last night was a special night. That was an electric crowd and fun game to play. And so that, you know, there was a difference in that. But most of it, I think, is just the pressure of the moment.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.